There is a place where the wind carries more than just air. It carries identity. A country where the colors are not only on the flag. They live in the skin, in the landscape, in the soul. Green that represents hope. Blue that blends with the endless sky. This is not just a territory on the map. This is Brazil. Before cities existed, before avenues and skyscrapers, there was this forest that breathed, light passing through leaves as if time moved slower here. Brazil was born from nature, and it has never disconnected from it. Mountains that don't just decorate the horizon, they dominate it. Giant rocks that seem to have watched over the city for centuries. Here, the scenery isn't just a backdrop, it's the main character. The ocean embraces the land, but it also challenges it. Between historic walls and relentless waves, Rio learned to exist on the edge, between the power of nature and human resilience. And then, life explodes. Laughter echoes across the warm sand. The sound of the waves blends with lively conversations. Here, people don't just live. Here, every moment is celebrated. A city that defies any urban logic. Concrete and forest sharing the same space. Skyscrapers at the feet of giant mountains. Chaos and poetry in the same frame. But Rio is not made only of postcards. It is also made of struggle, of reality, of stories that climb the hills every day. Here, resilience is also beauty. And above all, it watches, arms open over a city that never stops. Not only as a religious symbol, but as a collective embrace. People from all over the world under the same sky. Silence, photos, emotion. Rio is not just a destination. It's a feeling that stays with you. Brazil grows upward, glass reflecting the sky, buildings drawing new lines across the horizon, a country transforming before our eyes. Between tracks and crowded avenues, millions follow their own paths. Every lit window holds a story. Every street pulses with movement. Here, the rhythm is different. Engines, horns, hurried footsteps. Urban Brazil never slows down. It vibrates. And then, in the heart of the country, something unexpected appears. A capital born from the stroke of an architect. Modern lines. Open spaces. A vision of the future built in the middle of the Cerrado. Water reflecting the concrete. Almost perfect symmetry. Brasilia feels like a scene from another time. Silent and imposing. Bridges that don't just connect shores, they connect ideas. Structures that look like sculptures. Brazil is also boldness. But as soon as the sun begins to set, everything changes. The sky paints itself in gold. The rush loses its meaning, and time slows down. A boat standing still. Calm water. The sound of the wind replaces the sound of the city. Here, Brazil whispers. The horizon has no end. Deep blue sea. Absolute freedom. It's impossible not to feel that anything is possible here. Small villages hidden among the mountains. Places that don't appear in every guide, but that hold the essence of the country. Houses surrounded by nature. Green that fills every corner. Brazil is vast and surprising. An ocean of green stretching as far as the eye can see. Forests that breathe, that life, that sustain far more than we can imagine. Amid the vastness, silence. A simple reminder, before any city, before any road, there is this: nature, origin, essence. Brazil doesn't end where the city stops. It begins where the road grows narrow, where the mist covers the mountains, and the forest takes over. Green in every direction, shades that range from deep to luminous. Here, every leaf seems alive, every sound echoes stronger. Rivers carve the land like open veins. Water that has cut through the forest for thousands of years. Silent, but powerful. And even in the middle of the vastness, life finds space. Small communities, homes surrounded by nature, a Brazil that few see, but that defines who we are. And then, water falls from the sky, free, wild, untamed. The force is so great that it turns into mist. The air becomes humid. The sound takes over everything. Here, nature doesn't ask for permission. And when we think we've already seen the maximum, this appears. Hundreds of waterfalls. A natural border that seems endless. Foz do Iguaçu is not just a landscape. Its impact. Its grandeur. The ground trembles. The sound echoes in the chest. It's impossible to leave here the same. Brazil is also raw power. And after the power, the road calls. Miles and miles of asphalt. Because traveling across Brazil is crossing different worlds in just a few hours. New cities appear, each with its own rhythm, its culture, its own identity. Simple fun. Open sky. A reminder that traveling is also lightness. cities that grow vertically, reaching for space on the horizon. And then, architecture that seems to touch the sky, lines that rise like hands in prayer. Brazil is also faith. But before the modern, there was the colonial. Stone streets, colorful facades, history preserved in every detail. At the meeting point of land and ocean, lighthouses watch over the horizon, silent witnesses to centuries of navigation. The sea has never been far. It guides, it connects, it inspires. Brazil is a country that has always looked toward the horizon and decided to move forward. Brazil is not just a destination. It is immense. It is intense. It is alive. And it is never finished being discovered. Because this journey is only the beginning. If you want to keep exploring with me, I'll see you at the next destination.